We have signs of very great changes occurring on the planet.
Everything happens so fast.
There's creeks dried up that have never dried up in my lifetime.
We got a forest here that's already at the edge.
We're going into uncharted territory.
Our planet is at a crossroads. Global warming isn't out of control, but it soon could be. The warning signs are all around us. This is the challenge of climate change. What can we do about global warming? What will happen to the Earth if we don't? The temperature is rising. Each degree is critical.
Just 1 degree or so of
1 degree warmer than they should. Bump it up 2 degrees.
3 degrees.
Threshold is about 3 degrees of global warming.
3 to 4 degrees of warming.
You're starting to look at 4 degrees.
3 degrees, 4 degrees, 5 degrees.
6 degrees is almost unimaginable.
Imagine the 21st century if global warming accelerates. Where does the next superstorm hit? The next scorching heat wave? The next catastrophe? As the world warms degree by degree, the debate has ended. Scientists around the globe agree we now live in a world warmer by almost 1 full degree Celsius. Tracking the Earth's vital signs is an armada. Thousands of ships at sea, tens of thousands of stations on land, satellites monitoring from space. Scientists feed the data into the most advanced computer models to calculate what it means for our future. The predictions are alarming. In 4 decades, glaciers in the Himalayas, the source of water for millions, could be gone. Within 50 years, Greenland's melting ice sheet could be unstoppable. By the end of this century, the Amazon rainforest, home to half the world's biodiversity, could wither to an arid savanna. We're on the brink of 1 degree warmer, hotter than it's been in thousands of years. A temperature rise between 1 and 6 degrees Celsius is possible over the next century. Each degree means a radically different future. In some parts of the world, the first signs of global warming may be arriving with a vengeance. In Australia, bushfires are a natural part of the ecosystem, especially in drought years. But climate change may be pushing conditions from bad to worse. Australia's east coast is a tinderbox. In the winter of 2001, more than 900 fires encircled Sydney. They called it Black Christmas. Now, after a decade of drought, the danger is growing.
This year we had fires in Victoria that were very intense, and we fought them for months and months and months. So it is a bit scary, and the more the bush dries out, we're getting fires happen in areas we've never had them before.
Current data show the average global temperature has already risen 0.8 degrees Celsius. Victoria, Australia's second most populous state, is in the grip of one of the worst bushfire seasons in recorded history. For many, these fires are a warning, a wake-up call about what climate change can do.
transform Australia, which was already the driest continent on Earth, into a landmass which has lost so much of its water that they're currently experiencing the worst drought.
Driven the fires out of the bush and into the front yards of thousands of Australians.
A bit upset because Rob really wants to stay.
In some Sydney neighborhoods, it's an awful choice. Stay and fight the fire or leave and hope your home will be there when you return.
Yes, Mum, look, I'm going to have to call you back. It's a bit of a fluster. Okay, see you, Mum.
A house is a house, you know, if we lost it, we lost it, but yeah, if you lose a loved one. It was our first house and we just bought it, so he was going to do everything he could to save it.
My wife left with the most important things, and it was up to me to make sure that it was going to all be there when she come back.
Okay, Rob.
All right, Sonny. All right, I'll pray for your mum.
Easy.
All right, you get out of it. See you later.
See ya.
Bushfires are already bad. Climate scientists predict in the next 3 decades, they'll get worse. And it doesn't end there.
Global warming doesn't just mean the slow increase in average temperatures. It completely changes the way the Earth system operates, which is why we can see droughts in one place, floods in another, or even a succession of drought and flood in the same exact location.
National Geographic author Mark Linus spent years compiling data from climate models to understand how each degree of warming could threaten the planet.
It's very difficult for people to visualize the future impacts of global warming, and it's something that I really wanted to try and do to help people visualize the reality, because it isn't actually intuitive that the emissions from your car exhaust are going to be melting a glacier in the Himalayas in 50 years' time.
While experts estimate the average temperature could rise up to 6 degrees Celsius, or nearly 11 degrees Fahrenheit over the next 100 years, the future isn't set in stone. Even a small shift in the Earth's temperature, just 6 degrees, can have extreme consequences.
Well, 6 degrees shift from one day to the next is the sort of thing that we expect with normal weather fluctuations. If it's 6 degrees hotter tomorrow, I might just be wearing some shorts. 6 degrees in terms of a global average change. 6 degrees colder is the difference between now and the last ice age, 18,000 years ago, when the ice sheets themselves advanced to just the edge of Oxford, and in places the ice cap was more than a mile thick.
Just 6 degrees of cooling transformed the Earth into an ice age. Imagine it 6 degrees hotter. The very earliest changes would start high above the Earth. The atmosphere is our buffer zone between the planet's surface and outer space. A small percentage are the greenhouse gases, a cocktail of water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and ozone. They are like a dome over the planet, retaining just enough of the sun's reflected energy to maintain temperatures that support life. As the amounts of those gases increase, they trap more heat and can radically affect the climate all over the planet. For the last 250 years, greenhouse emissions have soared as we find more and more ways to use more and more energy. CO2 is the hidden price we pay. Carbon dioxide rises into the atmosphere from the energy that powers all our modern conveniences. It's literally in the air we breathe. There are now 383 carbon dioxide molecules out of every million. It seems minuscule, but as the amount of CO2 rises, so does the average temperature all over the planet.